So, Rick, our colleague Cody Benjamin puts out a list every summer, the top 25 NFL players, 25 years old or younger. You can find it right now at cbssports.com. We'll be using that as a starting point of our discussion here. Which players are ranked too low, too high, just right, who was snubbed, and who can we expect to see make the list after a standout rookie season a year from now. First things first, quick look at the top 10, and we'll get into it. I'll count down from 10 to 9 for people listening, and then we'll get going here. Number 10, Brock Purdy. Then C.J. Stroud at 9. Amon-Ra St. Brown at 8. Jalen Waddle. CeeDee Lamb. Sauce Gardner at 5. Penei Sewell at 4. Man, got some Lions on this list. At 3, Jamar Chase. 2, Micah Parsons. At number 1, Justin Jefferson. So let's start with Justin Jefferson, the man you drafted, the man who just signed a deal that pays him $35 million a year because he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. He only played 40% of the snaps last year, Rick, because of I believe it was a hamstring injury, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any issues with him being on the list once again in back-to-back years? He was on the list a year ago when we had this conversation as well.
No. Yeah. For a guy that missed, I believe, 7 or 8 games with a hamstring and still have over 1,000 receiving yards.
Right.
Also, with Kirk Cousins going out in the middle of the season with his Achilles and the quarterback carousel that they had going on, and yet he still produced over 1,000 yards in half a season. I thought that's an incredible feat and why he got paid the contract that he did.
Yeah, so he was number 1 last year. He's number 1 this year. Played just 40% of the time. As you mentioned, still got over 1,000 receiving yards. So important to what they did offensively. His teammate, Jordan Addison, a rookie, didn't make the list. He had a huge season in the absence of JJ. And sometimes what happens is everyone else struggles at wide receiver because you don't have your number 1 guy there. Should he have been on this list?
I don't know. There were some other guys that I thought were worthy. There were a couple guys I know we'll get into here shortly that I thought were deleted from the list that should have been on the list. At least we were allowed to pick, according to producer Harry, we were only allowed to pick 1, but I had numerous that I would have put up there. But I picked 1, just because I like to follow directions.
You do like to follow directions.
And but we'll get into that. But I did not think he deserved to be on the list. Good player, yes. Great number 2 receiver opposite. And when they not only lost Justin Jefferson, they lost T.J. Hawkinson as well. And he stepped up to try to fill that void and did an admirable job.
Sure did, for sure.